the win tonight, tremendous win. And I promise I'm not going to talk about bench scoring, but the way the bench came into play.
What was the bench scoring today?
9-9.
But
overtime.
The bench was tremendous tonight. And talk about how they came in and really did a lot in the ballgame.
What I want Nick to feel is everyone in the state or any fan, anyone in the BBN wants him to do well. They do. Our fans went crazy for him today. He played great in the first half, and in the second half, a foul and a foul 3-point. Come on, man. Like, we want you in that game. That jump hook he has, unstoppable. His ability to block shots, his ability to go get rebounds that other players can't get because he's 7 foot tall. So I thought he did good. The difference maker in the game for us was Travis. Now his numbers, 11 and 8, and you could say what you want, but he was a beast against another beast. Like, it negated that. You're not going to dominate us, which, and again, by him being able to do that, PJ didn't have to play him. So now PJ could go and do what he does. I told PJ, you need to hug my man after that game. Because he's in the tub right now. He's on IV again after this game. But, our bench, Emmanuel, and I'll tell you who's unbelievable is EJ right now. But I'll say this, PJ's playing so well, now I got to figure out, do I just play them together? Because the kid, in 9 minutes, he goes for 4 points and 6 rebounds in 9 minutes. And he's active and he's blocking shots. He's really proud of him. And he's got a great attitude, and so does Nick. Nick's not blaming anybody. He's not, you take me out every time I make a mistake. He ain't saying any of that. This is just, I want my chance to get in there and play.
How close was PJ to the best player in the country that you said he could be?
Well, again, he's doing some good stuff. I mean, you're looking at him now, making shots and skilled with the ball and stuff that a year ago he couldn't do. Making free throws, playing, sustaining effort, not floating and coming in and out. I mean, but it's conditioning. The same thing with Ashton. Ashton today played like he had been playing for 2 games. He went downhill, and then it affected us the last game. In this game, he came back, and what we did after practice on Thursday, I called the guys and we went in the locker room, and on the film I said, I got to show you some video. And it was the video of our North Carolina game. Do you remember how Ashton played that game where he was going crazy, diving, tipping, fell into the bench and then came down and stole the ball? And what I basically said is we watched 9 clips of him. Now, we don't have this guy anymore. I don't know where this guy went, but if we ever got him back, we'd be really good. And they all laughed. And we watched all these plays and said, that's who you were. Now, you chose to change. We don't know why, but you chose to be somebody different. And so, he was good today. And I thought Tyler Hero, double-double, 13 rebounds. He was fighting for balls. And Keldon scored the ball. It was a good effort. And let me tell you, they are the #1 team in the country. They are. They miss some shots they normally make. We gave them a chance where we had them down big, and all of a sudden you turn around, it's 15, 16, 12, and I could see them making shots and beating us. And that's why I was going crazy on some guys, because they're looking at me like, why are you going nuts? We're still up 12. We're up 24! Like, what? But they're young kids, and they don't seem to get that, but, but it was good. And I know how good Tennessee is, and that's why I told our fans, enough of it, they're overrated. They're not overrated. They're probably underrated. People don't realize. When you have a team like that, that's been together, that their assist-to-turnover ratio is off the charts. When they create shots for each other like they do, when they're that physical with an inside and an outside game, where they don't rely on threes. They only shoot 18 threes a game, like us. We shot 13 today. They shot a bunch more today. But on average, they're shooting 17 or 8. They're not winning shooting threes. They're winning playing basketball. And they're unbelievable defensively. And, we got them today, but, we got to go up to Knoxville. Do we have to go up to Knoxville?
On the left side with there, all the Larry and all the middle.
John, anything different tonight? Last 2 games you had a big lead and lost in the second half. That didn't happen tonight. You built it for a while. Anything changed there?
Yeah, we lost to LSU. So, I hit him right after the game with LSU and just said, hey, that was a tough loss, but you know what? We needed it because our team is changing. We're not the defensive team that we've been. We have individuals changing how they were playing when they were successful. We need to get it back. We need to go back to what we were, and you know what? Sometimes you got to get knocked in the head to know that. And so the loss to LSU probably helped us win this game.
John, you normally say with the way your teams are, you're not going to have a dominant score. So what has made PJ over these last 7, 8, 9 games? What's made him become your dominant scorer? What's he doing different?
Well, one of the things is we just went at him. We just like go. And he also, we like him at the top of the key shooting some threes because he can make that shot. But the whole thing again, no lapses, none. Get to where you're a vicious competitor the entire time and then sub yourself. Today he subbed himself. I hate to tell you, he got cramps. What does that tell you? It's probably harder than he's gone all year. That's why you cramp up. Who else cramped up? Ashton. That's why you cramp up. You went harder. Now, like Kenny Payne was saying, we probably need to get 7% more conditioning to bump this up so that we can play in a bunch of games. When you have back-to-back like this on a Thursday, Saturday, a Friday, Sunday, and you have this kind of game and you got to follow it up with another one, phew, I'm not sure we have that right now.
Matt and Ken.
John, your team shot 67% from two-point range in the first half. Keldon was on fire, but they were still within 6 at that point. What message do you send to your team at the break that led to the game cracking wide open, a 14-0 run to start the second half?
Well, wasn't that? We turned it over 2 times. I looked at the man. I said, why would you do that? I'm putting you in and you're giving them a chance. We were up 8 points or whatever we were up, and it all of a sudden went the other way. But I thought we finished the half and did a good thing. And then we just showed them some defensive stuff. Look, Tennessee beat you shooting twos. That's how they beat you. They beat you offensive rebounding. They beat you in transition. So they get 4 or 5 baskets, 6 baskets off of each of those things, and that's how they beat you. And our biggest thing was transition. We did not want to give them anything deep. I imagine they probably had about 6 points in transition. We probably had about the same.
6 and 4.
What's that?
Yeah, 6 and 4.
Pretty good for not knowing, huh?
John, how crucial was that 14-0 run to start the second half for your team to come out of the locker room?
Well, against the #1 team in the country, it's a big deal. So, and again, a ball drop was punched loose, and my man hits that 3 in the corner. Like if they rebounded, we're not on a 14-0 run, and that's an energy effort play. And I keep telling these guys, you know, in most cases they're being evaluated that way. Like, what kind of motor do you have? What kind of energy do you bring? How do you defend? Is this kid tough enough to go rebound? That's why I was happy for Tyler today. This is a big game for Tyler. Forget about baskets made and shot. It was a big game. He got 13 rebounds.
John, what's it like to see P.J. Washington come back for a second year and improve as much as he has?
You know, what makes me happy is when I'm hearing people call me and say, Cal, he's the most improved guy in the country. Like, he is it. And a big part of that was conditioning and toughness and focus. And when you understand that it's not going to be easy and there's no easy road, that I've got to compete every day, you probably got it licked because you're competing against yourself. You're trying to conquer yourself. PJ finishes first in every run we do right now. Every run we do, Kenny Payne screaming and yelling, don't let him finish first. And guys are trying to chase him down and he ain't letting them. Now let me explain. He wasn't first last year. But he wasn't last because there was about 6 of them back there.
Over on the right, Kyle.
Cal, Hamidou tonight jumped over Shaquille O'Neal and won the NBA.
Wow, they told me that. How about
Reaction
that?
to
Yeah, I heard. That was great. Eric told me in there. So proud of him. He jumped over. Was Shaq on his hands and knees? Was he?
Standing straight up.
No, Shaq was standing straight up. Wow, I got to see this.
He hung in his elbow and pulled.
What's that?
He hung in his elbow in the rim and pulled his shirt open with a Superman shirt.
Really? That's my man.
Any other questions? Here first.
Was there anything specifically Tyler was doing to be able to get all those rebounds tonight?
Attempting to rebound. We keep attempts, folks. At the end of every game, the first thing I look at is what were their attempts. And I told you, PJ started going down, down, down as he started scoring more, thinking I'm a scorer and I'm not a rebounder. And we had other guys, the same thing. That happens to Keldon at times. He'll be at a 53%. Well, if you're at 53%, you're only going to get 3 rebounds. If you're at 80, you got a chance of getting 8 or 9 or 10. But if you don't attempt, now this is one that's probably hard for you to understand. If you don't attempt to rebound, you're not going to get the rebound. How about that? Like, you don't attempt, you're not getting it. So we're charting attempts to get guys to make an effort to go get. Sometimes it just bounces to you unless you don't attempt to rebound. An attempt is just effort.
Do you have any idea who on your team leads in attempts at rebound?
It's a percentage, so I don't know if we keep it that way. I just know at the end of the game, they should all be on defense. It should be 100, and on offense, it should be about 85, especially the 4s, the 5s, and the 3s. Those guys should be in 85, 90% attempts. Every time the shot goes up, they're attempting. And no chest on the back on offense. In other words, he tries to block you out. No, he's going to get, I'm moving, he may get my arm, but he is not getting it. I'm not laying on his back. No chest on the back. So, and that's what EJ does. That's why EJ gets his hands on all these balls. He has an effort and an attempt to go get it.
You get extra credit for the team?
We're 2 hands is a big deal, as you know, for us. You know, and again, in a game like this where they're good at tipping balls, you better grab it with 2 or you're not bringing it in.
All right, folks. Thank you.